You work so hard at your job every day. But the moment you get home, you crash. You lose all motivation to do anything. You just want to lie on the couch and do nothing. And then you feel guilty about it. You wonder why you can't keep going. You ask yourself what is wrong with you. You think maybe you are just lazy. But here is the truth that changes everything. You are not lazy at all. This is not a character flaw. This is not a sign of weakness. This is your brain doing exactly what it should. Science explains this very clearly. Your mind has been working overtime all day long. It has been regulating your emotions for hours. It has been controlling your impulses nonstop. It has been managing social interactions carefully. It has been making decisions one after another. It has been solving problems without a break. By the time you walk through your front door, your mental energy tank is completely empty. There is simply nothing left to give. And that is perfectly normal and okay. In psychology, this pattern has a real name. Experts call this the self-regulation type. These are people with very strong self-control. They hold themselves to very high standards. They never want to let anyone down at work. They push through even when they are tired. They smile even when they feel exhausted inside. They stay focused even when their mind wanders. They keep performing at a very high level. They do all of this day after day after day. But self-control is not an unlimited resource. It runs out just like fuel in a car engine. Think of your willpower like a battery pack. Every decision you make drains it a little. Every emotion you suppress takes some charge away. Every conflict you manage costs you energy. Every deadline you meet uses up more power. Every polite interaction requires mental effort. Every problem you solve takes another chunk out. By the end of the workday, that battery is dead. There is a well-known concept called ego depletion. Researcher Michael Tierney studied this for years. He found that self-control uses real mental energy. When you use too much of it, you hit a wall. Your brain simply cannot keep regulating anymore. It needs to shut down and recharge itself. This is not something you can just push through. This is a biological limit of the human brain. Your prefrontal cortex does the heavy lifting at work. This is the part right behind your forehead. It handles logic and reasoning and planning ahead. It manages your impulses and keeps you in line. It helps you think before you speak or act. It keeps your emotions in check all day long. It is the CEO of your entire brain operation. But this part of the brain gets tired very fast. It uses more glucose than almost any other region. It demands a huge amount of oxygen and blood flow. When you have been using it for 8 hours straight, it starts to slow down significantly on its own. It cannot maintain that level of output forever. So when you finally arrive home after work, your prefrontal cortex basically goes offline for rest. It switches into what scientists call recovery mode. And when that happens, everything changes fast. Suddenly you do not want to make any decisions. You do not want to plan anything at all tonight. You do not want to organize or clean or cook well. You just want to sit down and do absolutely nothing. You want to scroll your phone without any purpose. You want to watch something easy and mindless on screen. You want to eat whatever is fastest and easiest now. You want silence and comfort and zero responsibility. This is your brain telling you something important. It is saying that it gave everything it had today. It is saying that it needs time to recover and heal. It is saying that you earn this rest right here. And you should listen to that message carefully now. People who experience this pattern share common traits. They tend to be extremely responsible at their core. They are the ones everyone relies on at work daily. They are the ones who never miss a single deadline. They are the ones who always show up on time sharp. They are the ones who help others before themselves. They are the ones who volunteer for extra tasks often. They are the ones who stay late to finish projects up. They are the ones who check their work 3 times over. They are the ones who never complain about pressure. They hold everything together for everyone around them. They are the backbone of their teams and departments. But nobody sees what happens when they get home later. Nobody sees them collapse on the couch in exhaustion. Nobody sees them staring at the ceiling feeling drained. Nobody sees them unable to even change their clothes yet. Nobody sees them eating cereal for dinner alone quietly. Nobody sees them ignoring the dishes piled in the sink. Nobody sees them feeling guilty for not doing more tonight. Nobody sees the internal battle they fight every evening. And that guilt is one of the worst parts of all this. Because these high performers judge themselves harshly. They think they should be able to do it all perfectly. They think that being tired at home means they failed. They compare themselves to some impossible ideal standard. They see other people seeming to have it all together. They wonder why they cannot manage both work and home. They beat themselves up for not being productive enough. They feel ashamed of their messy living spaces sometimes. They feel embarrassed about their lack of energy at home. But here is what they need to understand right now clearly. The mess at home is not a sign of failure at all. The exhaustion is not proof that something is wrong here. The lack of motivation at home is not laziness talking. It is the direct result of giving everything at work. It is the price of excellence in their professional life. It is the natural consequence of sustained high performance. You cannot pour from a completely empty cup at night. You cannot run a marathon and then sprint right after. You cannot bench press for hours and then carry furniture. Your brain works the same way as your muscles do here. It needs rest after intense sustained effort every time. And trying to force yourself to keep going is dangerous. If you push through the exhaustion every single night, if you never allow yourself to truly rest and recover, if you keep demanding more from an empty tank always, your body will eventually force you to stop on its own. This is when burnout happens to even the strongest people. This is when anxiety starts creeping in without warning signs. This is when depression can take hold of your entire life. This is when your physical health begins to break down too. Your immune system weakens from chronic stress and fatigue. You start getting sick more often than you used to before. You develop headaches that never seem to fully go away. Your sleep quality drops even though you are always tired. You feel wired but exhausted at the exact same time daily. Your relationships start to suffer because you have no energy. You become irritable with the people you love the most. You snap at your partner over the smallest little things. You have no patience left for your children in the evening. You cancel plans with friends because you just cannot face it. You isolate yourself because socializing feels like more work. And then the guilt cycle gets even worse than before now. You feel guilty for being tired and then feel more tired. You feel guilty for resting and then cannot actually rest well. You feel guilty for not being the person you think you should. This cycle can destroy your mental health over time slowly. But it does not have to be this way for you anymore today. The first step is understanding what is actually happening. Your brain is not broken and your character is not flawed. You are experiencing a completely natural phenomenon right now. Every single human brain works this way under pressure daily. The people who seem to have endless energy are not better. They might just have less demanding jobs than you do now. They might have more support systems in place at home already. They might be hiding their own exhaustion from public view too. They might be heading toward burnout themselves very soon also. Comparing yourself to others is never a fair comparison here. You do not know what goes on behind their closed doors either. So what can you do to help yourself feel better about this? The most important thing is to give yourself full permission. Permission to rest without guilt when you get home each night. Permission to not be productive every waking moment of life. Permission to let the dishes sit in the sink until tomorrow. Permission to order takeout instead of cooking a full meal. Permission to say no to extra commitments outside of work hours. Permission to spend an evening doing absolutely nothing useful. Permission to just exist without earning your right to relax. This is not giving up on your responsibilities at home fully. This is strategic recovery that makes you better at everything. Think of professional athletes and how they train and perform. They do not train at maximum intensity every single day always. They have rest days built into their training schedule weekly. They have recovery protocols that they follow very seriously. They sleep more than the average person does each night usually. They understand that rest is part of the performance equation. Without adequate rest, their performance would decline rapidly. Your brain needs the same kind of recovery protocol as well. When you allow yourself to truly rest after work each night, something amazing starts to happen over time gradually here. Your energy levels begin to stabilize more consistently overall. Your weekends become more productive naturally without forcing it. Your relationships improve because you have more patience available. Your mental health gets stronger and more resilient over time now. Your physical health improves as your stress levels decrease slowly. You actually become better at your job because you recover well. Rest is not the opposite of productivity in real life at all. Rest is the foundation that all productivity is built upon firmly. Without rest, there is no sustained high performance possible ever. The most successful people in the world understand this deeply. They protect their rest time as fiercely as their work schedule. They know that downtime is not wasted time but investment time. They know that recovery makes the next day possible and better. So if you are someone who gives everything at your job daily, if you are someone who holds it all together at work perfectly, if you are someone who collapses the moment you get home tonight, please hear this message and take it deep into your heart now. You are not lazy and you never have been lazy in life. You are one of the hardest working people in any given room. You are someone who cares deeply about doing things the right way. You are someone who takes responsibility very seriously always here. You are someone who would rather suffer than let others down ever. And that is an incredible quality that deserves real recognition now. But it also means you need to take care of yourself better too. You need to treat yourself with the same kindness you give others. You need to rest without apologizing for needing that time off. You need to recharge without feeling like you are being weak somehow. You need to understand that your worth is not tied to output only. You are valuable simply because you exist as a human being here. Your productivity does not define your value as a whole person now. Your clean house does not determine your worth in this world today. Your ability to do everything perfectly is not what makes you lovable. The people who truly love you do not care about those things much. They care about you being healthy and happy and present with them. They would rather have a rested and peaceful version of you around than a stressed and guilty and exhausted version trying to perform. So tonight, when you get home from another long day at work now, put your bag down and take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Look around your home and accept it exactly as it is right now. It does not need to be perfect tonight, or any other night really. You do not need to prove anything to anyone in your own space. This is your sanctuary where you get to just simply be yourself. This is where your brain gets to finally stop performing for others. This is where you get to let your guard down completely and fully. This is where recovery happens so you can do it all again tomorrow. And you will do it all again tomorrow because that is who you are. You will show up and give your best and hold everything together again. You will be responsible and reliable and excellent at what you do. You will make everyone around you feel supported and taken care of. And then you will come home, and you will rest once more peacefully. And that cycle is not something to be ashamed of at all ever. That cycle is the rhythm of a person who gives their absolute best. That cycle is the pattern of someone who truly cares about their work. That cycle is the signature of a dedicated and hardworking human soul. So be proud of who you are and everything you accomplish daily. Be proud of the effort you put in even when nobody is watching you. Be proud of the standards you hold yourself to at your workplace now. And be equally proud of your ability to rest and recover at home. Because both sides of you are equally important and equally valid here. The person who works hard and the person who rests hard after work. They are the same person, and that person deserves compassion and grace. That person deserves to hear that they are doing an amazing job already. That person deserves to know that it is okay to not be okay sometimes. That person deserves to feel at peace with exactly who they are today. And if you are reading this right now feeling seen and understood finally, then know that thousands of other people feel the exact same way too. You are not alone in this experience, and you never have been alone. This is one of the most common human experiences in modern work life. Almost everyone who works hard deals with this on some level regularly. The only difference is that some people talk about it, and others hide. But the more we talk about it openly, and without shame or judgment, the more we normalize rest and recovery as essential parts of living. The more we free ourselves from the impossible standards we created. The more we allow ourselves and others to simply be imperfect humans. And that is a beautiful thing worth striving toward every single day now. So take care of yourself tonight, and every night going forward always. You have earned it more than you will probably ever fully realize here. And tomorrow you will wake up and do amazing things all over once again.